So here's this billboard I saw, and number one, I was sort of surprised to see a billboard for Girl Scout cookies.
Yeah.
Seems like an odd thing to have a billboard for. Seems
Yeah.
like sort of the premise of having a billboard is that, I mean, the premise of Girl Scout cookies is a Girl Scout brings them to you, right?
Yeah. You're supposed to be outside of a store or knocking door to door.
And that's one of the things they tell the Girl Scouts in the orientation is you guys are our living billboards.
Yeah.
So
Right.
to have a billboard, it seems like you're undercutting part of the Girl
That's their
Scout
dead
oath.
billboard.
Do they have a website with a PayPal setup or anything like that?
That's
think-
the thing. They don't. You cannot buy them online. You're not allowed to buy them online. So there's really like no...
But if you're going to have the billboard, you may as well have the website, right?
Exactly. And there's no call to action here. That's the thing is there's no way to say just buy some cookies now because you either know a Girl Scout or you don't know a Girl Scout.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's no in-betweeny world where you can just call the Girl Scout, distribution hotline and say, send out a Girl Scout. I'd like to buy some Girl Scout cookies.
here.
I guess there's the there's the door to door, there's the my boss's kid comes around, which is how I get my Girl Scout
Right,
cookies.
sure.
But I mean, there's also like the supermarkets and like the indie bookstores have Girl Scouts out.
Do
I
they
got
really?
hit up at the Do It Center
Okay,
outside the Burbank Do It Center one day.
sure.
But it's like a table outside. It's not
Yeah,
actually
so I guess
sold in the store.
No, I guess what the billboard is just priming you for.
It's
Hey,
time, gang.
when you see them,
Get your cookie money ready.
yeah, right. Always have cash on
If
you.
you see a girl in a green vest, she's got some cookies on.
Right.
So here's
Yeah,
She's
what,
not some
money.
sort of crossing guard.
That's right. Yeah.
here's what's on the billboard. Top left, it says Girl Scout cookies, which is great. Got to get the name of the product
to the
out
point.
there. It's fantastic.
That's a fine example
Yeah.
of text.
Bottom right, there's two pictures of two boxes of Girl Scout cookies. Looks like green, that'll be a Thin Mint if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken, and purple, what's that, a Samoa?
Probably a Samoa.
Oh.
That's the coconut.
That's the one with the stripes.
yeah, the
Chocolate and the-
coconut
yeah.
roundies. Yeah,
Okay, so
Roundies.
roundies.
and in the upper
Couple of
right-hand corner, it's got the Girl Scouts logo and the website of Girl Scouts of Los Angeles. Everything
Okay.
so far perfectly kosher.
Right.
Is just a great filler for when you haven't sold your billboard. You just say, "Hey, Girl Scouts, want to
Let's put it on."
a picture?" Okay. The text in the center. The slogan is "Want a box? Text your zip." And your is spelled U-R. And it's in kind of a fun, like kids-oriented...
Like a kid drew it.
Yeah,
Wrote
it's
it.
in like a fun...
Like one of these young girls wrote down "want a box."
Exactly.
Text your zip.
Exactly.
And there's a word bubble coming out of one of the girls' mouth that says, "Remember, don't kidnap us.
Right. We're not for kidnapping anymore.
just buy cookies from us."
So the call to action here, normally it would be buy some Girl Scout cookies. In this case, the call to action is text your zip. Okay. Now, I don't know what that accomplishes, but we can get into that in a second. Underneath text your zip is an email address.
Okay.
So there's no number to text to. It's not like text GS Cooks
Yeah.
or something like that.
Cooks.
Text your zip to GS.
Oh yeah.
Cooks.
I see what you're. There's no.
They're asking me to send a text message to an email address. So that's the first issue.
There's some tottering old woman who's the head of the Girl Scouts. We need to be modern and bring it up for everyone. I want texting and emails.
Yeah.
And let's put some of those phones in here.
And by all means, spell
spellio.
your you-are.
Like
Okay.
the old days.
So here's the thing.
It just says Bieber
Yeah.
on the billboard somewhere.
If that was all that was
Justin
wrong with
Easy.
this billboard, it would be an unusual billboard. There's also a picture of a Girl Scout. She's got her hand extended like, yeah. You know what I mean? That kind of extension, like, oh, yeah. And so...
I'm aware of that brand of extension. Yes,
Yeah.
we all know
And you can
the
see...
classic "Oh yeah" extension.
You can see from her happy facial expression that she just got an order for a box of Girl Scout
I'm
cookies.
going to say 400 orders.
Yeah, she's fucking stoked about it. Highland Park is big Girl Scout
Yeah.
country.
That's right.
Your
Tabby, I just brought
So she just
back
gotten
from
a
work.
text on her email device, and
Yeah, on her email device.
And it's
Or
funny.
email
that,
machine.
It's funny that you should mention that, Dave. It appears that she just got the text via email on her regular iPod, her music playing iPod.
Wait a minute. How do we know it's her regular music playing iPod?
You think the Girl Scouts may have a secret iPod that receives emails and text
Well,
messages?
I mean, maybe it's the iPhone. iPhone looks like
No,
the iPod, right?
The iPhone does not look like the
Let's see,
iPod.
let's
There's a wheel.
It has a
You're
small.
holding
It's
all
got
the-
a wheel and a small screen. It's clearly an iPod.
Oh yeah, that clearly is an iPod.
Clearly, this
that
is
is very clearly an iPod.
This is clearly a stock photograph of that they have somehow
Yeah.
photoshopped in someone's zip code or something like that
Yeah.
onto the screen of an iPod, and then maybe photoshopped a green vest on top of a stock photograph girl.
it's probably from the 80s. It was probably like a Walkman. Just painted black and put a screen on it.
It's
Yeah, and this billboard also, the way you were describing it is way better than this billboard is. You didn't mention that the entire background color they chose as a background color. What would you do? What is it when you think of Girl Scouts? What color do you think of?
Green.
Green, right. What's the back color of this? Flesh. Like salmon, old salmon flesh color.
Sure. Well, if
very
you-
unappealing.
If you think about, for example, what do you associate with the Girl Scouts? Merit badges, of course. You get merit badges for things like various home economics things,
Yeah.
right?
Where's
Like
the design layout?
baking. Certainly, you get one for camping, and you get one for flaying,
Maybe
which
they're
is why they use the flesh color.
Maybe they're
Yeah,
giving out one
exactly.
for marketing now.
Yeah, I'll tell you what.
Right.
But plus, there's about 17 different styles of fonts on that billboard. That is
many
one of the
fonts.
ugliest.
And there's just some random pieces of clip art. There's a shark at a birthday party.
yeah,
There's one of those fishes tipping its hat.
Sure.
yeah. The moon making out with a turkey.
A paperclip on a skateboard.
Yeah.
Brought to you by Print Shop Deluxe.
Just everything.
It has those little holes along the edge, like it came out of one of those continuous
Like they
print
print.
printers.
Yeah.
Like a
You know, they
dot
were like,
matrix.
we had our contest for the best Girl Scouts across the nation. We're going to design the billboard. I can't believe this is the fucking best one.
It's the other one with no swearing.
Are we teaching these girls nothing?
Can we get out of this?
There's got to be
No,
somewhere,
the
right?
contest.
We have to put it
specifically
up.
We
states-
have to put it up. All right.
I
You know
think-
what? Let's just put it up in Hyde Park once. Let's just do one of these.
I think the amazing part of this is not so much that they got little things wrong about technology, that they thought you could send a text message to an email address or receive an email or text message on an iPod. It's that they knew about all this stuff in 1987 when they designed this billboard.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's exactly it. It's like a Nostradamus prediction from that they
People
kind
called
of were
us
almost
crazy.
right. Like,
Yeah.
man with a blue turban will cause a war. around.
Maybe that
kinda
billboard will
close.
be popping
Yeah.
up in 2014.
Yeah.
There will be a great quake.
Yeah, that's right. When they had the divining badge, which girls, their eyes would roll back and just start writing out billboards that they need to put up in 10 or 15 years. Something, texting, some kind of electronic address
I would
for
say
correspondence.
it seems entirely possible to me, Dana, that there was a whole class of Girl Scout badges based on marginal performance forms and various pseudoscience, pseudo-magic
There's the alchemy
spectacles.
badge.
The phrenology badge, very
phrenology
popular.
badge.
There was the living on an air diet badge.
Exactly.
There was the mostly
Tongues.
Victorian stuff. There was the putting a bell on top of a gravestone with a string that goes down into the coffin
Yeah.
so nobody gets buried alive.
You had to go through and
badge.
make sure no one was buried alive. That's how you got the badge.
And finally, make
Check
your
for the
own
bill.
fainting couch.
We'll be back in just a second on Jordan Jesse Go.